You just took my hello world.
I didn't. I thought you were a druid, not a thief. So
I just have sticky fingers.
Welcome to whatever listeners we may have. I am Ari. I am your kind and benevolent DM. All hallowed be my name. All rise
all
and cry.
All
that kind of stuff. I also play Darvan, our heel monkey,
who is not quite so hallowed and benevolent and stuff.
Well, he could have been, except he keeps setting people on fire accidentally and blowing them up.
No. Damn it, dropping them in acid, including himself.
We have Michelle here.
Hello! I play Inez, the svirfneblin, otherwise known as Trogdor the Burninator. And she is famous for not doing anything she's supposed to and setting everything on fire.
Pretty much.
It's like in her character trait to put things on fire.
Yep. We have Zeke.
Hi. I play Adin. He's the sorcerer.
He likes doors and opening them.
Yes. And yakety sax.
I'm tempted to change characters because I realize playing a social character, not a social person, is exhausting.
So that may happen in future sessions. We'll see where we're going to discuss it. We also have Mia.
Hi. I play the aforementioned druid. His name's Sorin, and he runs around and is not entirely sure what weapon he's wielding, so he's wielding like all of them simultaneously.
Very impressive.
It is. He is also accompanied by his animal companion, who is a lot more successful than he is, Cubla, who is perhaps the youngest at heart of our entire group, and is mainly alone because she is both bored and hungry.
She is so sassy.
It's a dangerous combination in a female.
Very sassy.
Yes, she is a female. I mentioned that.
She's got a lethal combination of traits.
Yeah, sassy,
bored,
hungry, bored, female, and you know, cat.
And we have Will. Maybe.
Who died?
Will. Yeah, Will. Will, are you there?
Normally we have Will.
Will. We have Will.
I think we've just temporarily misplaced him. Will plays our resident Smashy Smash Saerenrae.
Welcome back, Will. I hear you moving.
Have you met Will?
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
we were doing introductions, and it's like, and we have Will. Silence. And we're like, we don't have Will?
It was for, pause for fight.
Okay, we have Will.
I started to introduce your Smashy Smash, but now you can finish if you would like.
Yes, I play Saerenrae, the half-orc barbarian who, well, that's
Smashy Smash.
Just the smashing thing.
Smash, she
probably enjoyed the time at the inns and such for ale.
Oh yeah, she
probably bar fights or something.
Yeah, she likes shiny booze, other things.
Pretty easy to keep entertained. So the reason that everybody's at inns at the moment is last game we finally made it to New Star Shell after getting past some peasants manning a barrier who were not really willing to let us go past, but after a variety of things, setting some people on fire and talking to other people and just plain old logicking our way out of that shit, we did finally get to the town.
Hooray!
Did we ever find those two?
No.
No, they just were like, we're gonna go get somebody, and they never came back.
I think they just went, heck no, we're not going near that swerfy novel thing anymore.
So the awesome thing is I have yet another couple of characters to add to my list of potential future recurring characters, because
Does
you
that
guys...
also include that ghosty thing that kept attacking us?
No, we killed that.
No, I
We
think...
did kill that?
I think
Darvan Revenge killed that.
Darvan
Oh,
got
okay.
a hell of a hit in on it, and he finally killed the Wraith, because it kept going after him.
Oh yeah, right. Thanks.
However,
Ghosty thing worked.
there is a wide number of other ones, like... I mean, starting way back at the beginning with Urstrump. We have a huge list of potential recurring bad guys. And honestly... NPCs that could come back. Like, you know, I could always bring back the guy whose wedding you kind of ruined.
Sorin
You
tried
said the
really
wide
hard.
array of potential enemies, and my brain pictured a combination of the Justice League group of villains and the League of Evil Exes.
Pretty much. The League of Evil Ex-Villains. You spared me and never came back, and so I decided to come take you out.
We
Anyways,
spared you. You're back.
so you did manage to get to the town.
Amazing.
The first place you went was to drop the unconscious Haldar off at his dad's.
Yay! Bye! He's gone!
And I couldn't resist slipping in the infamous overused Skyrim joke, because his dad used to be an adventurer.
Yep. So he took an arrow to the knee.
Then you guys took Kara to her uncle's.
It's an old Viking saying for getting married.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys took Kara to her uncle's. He didn't seem happy to have to pay you guys, but he did since she made the bargain. He kept the bargain that she made. You guys totally ditched your wolf pup.
Mm-hmm.
Left
To
a
the dance.
It was a very difficult conversation, since Sorin used to speak with animals, and, you know, honestly,
He's the dance.
Watch, he's gonna turn out to be a recurring villain. He's gonna come back.
Let him stay with the love of his life, which is not even the same species.
He's gonna come back in 10 levels and try to kill Cubla.
Proper.
And Soren's gonna be like, heck no.
And then you guys
'Cause remember,
dispersed.
Cubla nearly died that one time, and he basically just nuked something.
Yeah, he kind of went Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Then you guys kind of dispersed to do various things, which, if there's anything you guys want to do, since most of you, it sounds like you didn't think about it, let me know after the session and we can figure out what gold you spend and things like that. But definitely assume that you are completely healed, everything, all your spells are covered.
And, you know, like, Soren went and took a bath.
Yeah,
That was
Sorin
an
went
interpretive last time.
and took a
He was figuring
bath.
out where to take a bath.
You guys found out about the 2 taverns in town, the Red Dragon Inn, and the Pink Prancing Unicorn. And that's where we left off. You guys were, like, agreed to meet up again at the Red Dragon Inn in a few days, and so that's where we're going to pick up, is in the main room of the Red Dragon Inn. You're like, what the hell is with all these weirdos in this room? There's a guy over there with a rabbit that I think is rabid. There's a whole crew of pirates and one of them's blind.
Okay, the pirate version is fantastic.
The pirate version is fantastic. Disclaimer for anybody who happens to be listening, Red Dragon Inn is like one of my favorite games. I have every deck. The only thing I don't have is the gambling add-on, and that's because it's crazy shit expensive.
I made Will and Katie play with me last time I was down. So
It was fantastic.
it
Yeah.
was. Will kept beating us.
It's wonderful.
I love the there's a girl who has like gizmos, and they like blow up in her face sometimes,
Yeah.
and sometimes
Yes,
they
they
don't do
do.
anything, and I love those. I also
Oh,
like
he's
the
a part of
pixie
the
with the
tree.
wolf.
Oh yeah. Okay, so those are actually the 2 sets that I have are 3 and 4. So I have pirates and The one with Wizgill and the pixie.
Yeah. Those.
Halo.
I think that the earlier decks are really good for role. The most fun thing about that is the role playing, just being those characters. And when you lay down the cards and you actually say things in character, it's like, I don't think so. It's great. We need to play that again.
It's most fun when I get to be characters. Pookie.
Pookie is hilarious.
By the way, as mentioned by previously the rabbit, Cubla's looking over at the rabbit, kind of hungrily, like, I wonder if I can eat that.
The wench swings past and kind of leans down to Sorin and goes, keep an eye on your cat. If it goes after Pookie, I give Pookie better odds than your cat.
Cubla, don't eat other people's animal companions.
But I wanna.
So everybody is around a table. The one thing about the Red Dragon Inn is it's kind of crazily expensive. It's like $1 or more per drink. But some of them are amazing. Some of them make you see colors. But you never know what you're going to get. You just pay the wench $1 and you end up with what you end up.
Excellent.
In fact, everybody roll me a d20.
All I can picture is the way to rework Aiden is his drink ends up rewriting history. So I like Aiden, I just don't like playing a sorcerer.
That's valid.
Does Cubla need to roll for drinks?
Is
too, or
Cubla
is she exempt?
Is Cubla gonna have a drink?
I don't think she's gonna get a drink.
Okay. Then
So
she
like
doesn't have
maybe,
to-
but
My first roll is for Inez, my second roll is for so-and-so.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, going from my memory of the cards, Aiden ends up with Elvish Wine. Zenra gets Orcish Rotgut.
hey, but I've
Terrible
before.
for anybody else, but not too bad for you. So-and-so accidentally ends up with a cup of dirty dishwater.
Excellent.
Sorin gets light ale.
So-and-so ends up with a Russian accent. Goes, this famous drink in my country.
Pretty much. Zeke, you get dark ale and then a free chaser of light ale, and Darvan will just get a dark ale.
I thought Aiden got...
What did Inez get? I missed that, sorry.
Inez.
Aiden got the elven wine.
Oh, so
Inez has the dark
Inez
ale with
gets
light
the
ale.
dark ale with the light ale. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like ding ding ding. You get a free cup of dark ale also.
Inez is like, you want me to swim in it?
Yes, and they're very large cups. So for her, the two of them together, things might end up on fire. Anyways, so you guys are all around a table in the Red Dragon Inn, while nearby there's always something going on. There's gambling at other tables, there's fights that are getting broken up. You're pretty sure something just exploded at the table behind you guys, but you really don't want to look. And
Being Aiden,
did that person just turn into a tree?
being Aiden, looks.
Yes, it was an explosion.
Of course you guys. This is inevitable, as Inez doing stupid shit.
So,
I
Darvan,
think it actually can turn into a tree. Yeah, I can turn into a tree.
Darvan will look at everybody and to kind of make sure that everybody healed well, and he's like, okay, everybody looks good. And he goes, well, what do we want to do now? You guys have completed your escort mission. Since you ended up with like 12 people you were escorting. Well, 11 people and an asshole.
He just counts people.
He wasn't even a service. So goes. He wasn't even a serviceable weapon. Like, what is the point of him?
Sorin half chokes on his drink.
You knew you liked him.
Wait, I missed something. Who was wielding Holgar's weapon?
So and so.
Well, I don't think Sorin was there.
What?
Sorin was in the tower.
Yelling at Cubla. They were yelling at each other about how to be snow leopards.
so Sorin's like, wait, what are you? Who used
this?
And so
I don't understand correctly. So wielded Haldar as a weapon.
Yes.
Darvan nods. Yes, that is what happened. First, he tried to hand him over, and then he hit a goblin in the face, or tried to hit a goblin in the face with him.
Yes.
What did he do?
So the halfling hammer wasn't a successful strategy.
It was not.
It was not, but I am disappointed. Inez just sniggering in the background.
Is that why he was unconscious?
No, that's
Yeah.
because
I'm happy.
he was not unconscious because so-and-so tried to use him as a hammer. It's because he missed using him as a hammer and hit his face against a rock. And then against the ground.
That'll do it.
And then
It sounded
somebody
like
else
somebody
knocked him
became better looking.
unconscious.
I was trying.
It's a lot while I was a cat.
I know, right?
Darvan's kind of chortling over this too because not even the cleric liked that halfling. He goes, so at this point, we've had kind of a few days to recuperate. You all look a lot more healed, recovered. We could keep moving on. We could stay here in town for a while. He's just talking because somehow it seems he's become the leader, and does the talking. He says, yeah. He says, I've been listening, and there's a number of different interesting places we could head towards. We could head towards a bigger city if we wanted. But there's a lot going on around here. They could probably use our help with some things. They've been having a lot of problems with people summoning demons. You know, that's kind of a part of why we headed in this area in the first place, because we heard there was trouble going down. We heard the other day about somebody saw a dragon flying past. That's always a concern, especially given our track record with dragons so far.
Dragon!
Yeah.
I saw that.
That was my ear.
Let me guess. She
Good
drank.
job.
She drank
I drank.
at least
She
one
drank.
of the cups, and I'm
Now
kind
I know
of
the
picturing
memory
her.
of inside voice.
I'm kind of picturing her like the Dormouse from Alice in Wonderland, where it's like face plant onto the table until somebody says cat, or in this case dragon. That's what I am mentally picturing at the moment.
That is not an inaccurate description.
Darvan just blinks and decides he will now avoid saying the D word.
The D word.
The E word.
Dragon.
The D word. Dragon!
Damn it. There's also the cave that we left to bring the the people back. We killed most of the goblins, so it may have broken the power of whoever was in there. But they might have been trapped there, but they may not have been. There may have been another exit. So at this point, I'm not sure what we should do. Has anybody else heard anything or have any ideas?
Okay, because I said I wanted to do this at the end of the last game, and I know Inez is dead unconscious right now, but she did want to go investigate the bandit activity. So since we've been here for a couple of days, she'll have done some scouting missions. If you want me to roll like perception or something to see if I figure out anything about that.
This was a moment where Darvan was pausing. Sorin leans over and creates water over Inez.
She shrieks, but also yells dragon.
Dragon! Okay. Roll a perception to see what you found out.
You got it. Just give me 2 seconds while I get my skills up.
1 locomotive, 2 locomotive.
Alright. Got him. Perception!
Yeah, that's actually pretty good perception.
Would you believe that? I know.
8, dang.
I have a plus.
Why do all of our perceptions have intense high?
I don't think Darvan's is.
It should be. It's a wisdom.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. I'm curious now what his perception is.
Is it? Is it a wisdom roll?
That's why.
That my Sorin does so well.
Plus 8.
Oh, it is a wisdom. Oh yeah, he does get it like plus 4.
My perception.
Like 3. Wait, what the heck is your... What even is it anymore? I don't remember. I had something silly. Oh yeah, it's 3.
He has a 5. Plus 5.
Wow. Well, Sorin has a lot because he has like 4 ranks in it.
Yeah,
Darvan's wisdom.
Darvan's got like 2 ranks. So...
And it's probably not a class skill.
Yeah, not so
like
much.
It is for me.
No, not so much.
And I actually... Where did I get this phone?
So, there's... New Sarshell is one of the bigger towns in the area, so that there's a lot of information about what's going on. There is, of course, a few last spare remnants of the goblins that you took out the camp, but they're pretty much done with. There's only a few small bands of like 3 or 4 goblins here and there that are causing trouble, and they're getting taken out. There's a town not too far away that is having problems with roving bands of kobolds. There's
Song of educated people.
There's rumors of some bandits that are hitting. At least the guys who convinced the peasants to set up the barricade convinced them that there were other roving bands of bandits, but the information that you're getting, it doesn't make it clear who or where they are or even what they are.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it's just, there's problems all over. There's towns where demons are popping up, so there's problems going on in this area all over the place. But the biggest ones until recently were the goblins and the kobolds.
Basically, the answer is I did not find like the bandit camps and be like, guys, I found the problem. I just found more stuff.
No.
Like,
there's probably a bunch of individual people or very small groups that are taking advantage of all the confusion and problems to do hit and miss things here. You don't have like an organized bandit crime ring, except for the goblins, which you've pretty much...
There is no bandit mafia.
There is not currently a bandit mafia.
Inez was looking for a bandit mafia, but she didn't find it, so it's okay.
Inez did not find bandit mafia.
But she still did get hit in the head with water.
She did.
Yep. I am far too willing to drop water over people.
Yep.
Anybody else want to have done any searching over the past couple of days?
Probably.
Sorin was out in the woods.
Yeah, he was in the woods.
That'd be a perception.
What kind of secrets that I didn't have looked for?
Anybody that wants to have tried to find out information, roll a perception, but then tell me generally what you would have wanted to know. Like, Inez wanted to know about bandits in the nearby area.
Wow, Soren, you suck. That's a 2. He was in the woods. So if you heard anything, he was out there.
Someone says,
Which is
I think you're pretty.
Zenra, what generally would you have wanted to try and find out?
I mean, it would be general level of trying to see if there's, anything too out of place in, like, oh, hey, there are gnolls. Gnolls don't come around here, or anything like that.
In the past few years, there's been a lot more demon activity. And farmers have been getting their farms burned. Everybody's kind of been creeping closer to town whenever possible. Or gathering together in larger groups so that there aren't individuals or families staying on their own because they end up dead. Nobody's really quite sure what caused the trigger. But whatever happened, it kind of all snowballed from there. The kobolds started showing up, the goblins, kind of within a few months after all the demons did.
Huh.
They're not, and they've been showing up it's not like it's one person riding around and summoning demons, because there's a lot of distance between the places that are getting hit. So it could be an entire group of demon summoners that have come in. It could be somebody that has the ability to teleport or fast travel. Nobody really has a clue. Or maybe this area has just had the barrier between here and wherever demons come from weakened, so that they're just showing up on their own. Nobody's sure, and honestly, most people don't want to even think about it. They're like turtles shoving their head in the sand or something.
Cause that'll work.
Yeah, totally. I haven't been hit yet, so we're fine. We're good.
We're fine.
Who cares about the person down the road?
Yep.
Sorin, what would you have generally wanted to... You've been out in the woods, so if you'd like, I can just kind of tell you the sorts of things that you've seen.
While I was listening to all this, I actually thought of something he could have been doing.
Okay.
Could he have been finding some of the things that Inez needs for her stuff out in the woods? Because he's been in the woods more than in the town.
Do you want to use your roll for that?
Or if it needs to have some other kind of roll.
No, it'd pretty much be a perception roll.
Yeah, it's a sucky roll for it, but...
You find enough things that you think could be alchemical, that when you take them back and you get a chance to give them to her, she goes, "Oh, awesome, thanks," because
It's not.
about a third of what you've brought back is absolute shit, and in one case, literal fossilized shit. You found a coprolite out in the forest. If you'd like to try to officially identify it, you can roll a perception check.
Officially identified as a coprolite?
Yes, if you'd like to try to officially identify it.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Suck.
It is a fossil of some kind of fossilized rock. You're not sure what it is. It's probably not worth much.
Hey, Darvan, what
It's
kind
kinda
of
neat.
fossil is this?
I don't know. It's a rock of some kind. Do I look like somebody that cares about rocks?
Yes. Everyone should care about.
Aiden, that is a fossilized eyeball.
Oh, God.
It's really cool. It's a fossilized eyeball.
They're so dirty.
It's not worth anything, but it is kind of neat. You find, let's see, enough alchemical items to take. How much are your potions to make?
They're 20 gold apiece.
You find enough alchemical potions to account for half, or alchemical stuff to account for half a potion. So your next potion is 10 gold cheaper.
Yay.
Maybe Inez should, teach Sorin what the components are, so next time he does it, he basis.
Yeah, if you decide to do something like that, since Sorin spends a lot of time out in the woods while he's going along,
Yeah.
he can just watch for stuff. If you say,
Yeah.
if you want to take time and teach Sorin what to watch for, I'll give Sorin bonuses.
Okay.
Yeah, he does spend a lot of time out in the woods.
Yeah, I think Inez would teach Sorin what to do after that. Be like, no.
So our
No,
next
no.
extended rest time, if you want to do that, then I'll give bonuses in the future. Aiden, did you want to do any querying in the town? Or have a general area that you want to perceive in?
I'm working on ideas for Aiden right now. So,
Okay.
nothing right off.
So he just had a grand old time carousing.
Yep.
I have a couple of ideas I'll converse with you after game.
Okay, we can do that. Let's see. So that's Saerenrae, Sorin, Cubla
Have
is
you made a
just...
decision on what we're doing?
Well, at this point you guys have shared what you found out. You know about the various things that are around here, and you have pretty much a couple of options. You can choose to stay in town, maybe look for work, look for somebody who needs help. You can go back to the cave. You can move out somewhere. One of the best options that you've heard is the town that is having problems with kobolds. Or if there's something else that caught your attention that you want to go investigate.
I hate to say it, but I mean, so-and-so is probably against the whole kobold idea, given that he's been outcast from his society. I mean,
Sorin looked all sorts of interested at the kobolds, and then he realized, oh yeah, so-and-so. That's the kobold I like.
oops.
So-and-so's problem is which side he'd be on, technically. If the party does go and help the town, it would pit them against the kobolds, but anyways.
Yeah,
And another possibility is that if you guys decide to head towards there, so-and-so could stay behind and wait for you to go basically find out what's going on, and you guys could pick him back up later. That is a possibility. We can always split the party.
I mean, I don't mind the idea with,
So-and-so could probably be convinced.
yeah.
And in fact, if so-and-so is concerned that they might be able to convince him, hey, if we can get your kind to stop and listen, we may be able to keep them from getting slaughtered.
Right.
So I'm sure so-and-so could be convinced.
So what were our options? There was the cave, there's the dragon, there's the kobold city, there's jobs in the town.
Basically, roll me a... Everybody roll me a perception.
Got it.
Please do better than the last one.
Hot dang, Sorin! Do I need to re-roll again?
Yeah.
This is kind of a simple one, so you
Then I
really
won't
don't
re-roll.
need to.
Sorry, I'm pulling up so-and-so's skills so he can roll.
I'm pulling up Cubla too. Give me a sec.
There you are with your 1 modifier perception.
Hey. Hey.
Wait, did you know Sorin's max is
So-
32 right now?
So-and-so Adin Zenra, you guys were too busy with what you've been doing the past couple of days. Cubla, since you were with Sorin and Inez and Sorin, you guys went back. Well, you guys probably went back and talked to whoever it was that mentioned the dragon. Haldar's dad, I think.
Yeah.
Uncle.
You may have
Yeah.
run into him.
Uncle
Probably
Dad.
just ran into him.
No,
Haldar's
it's
dad.
Uncle.
And
Haldar's dad, your uncle.
yeah, Kaira's uncle, Haldar's dad.
Yeah.
You thought to go back and talk to him, both of you individually, and he told you that the dragon headed towards the Cobalt City area. The area with the...
You playing a social character is
Hello?
hello. It's hell unto itself.
So no.
Great. Nah, it's fucking great.
Alright. Because I have a concept halfway thought through.
Okay, I think we had our net go down temporarily. We seem to be
I-
back now.
Yes, I can hear you now. So I was like,
Okay,
yes, I can hear you, Mia.
That's where I'm like, it just
we're back.
Yes.
Zeke's in the wrong voice chat.
Zeke's down here is where he's at.
Oh, that would be why he's in the wrong voice chat. I think our Wi-Fi just went down briefly at Spaz.
Yeah, it died for half a second. Now it's back up.
Okay. So we'll wait for him to get back to his computer.
Apparently, the Wi-Fi, the router, started blinking lights and everything, and it was weird.
Okay, we are
So
still...
we heard half of what you said earlier.
I heard
Yeah.
I heard when you guys went, "Hello, I can hear you," or "I can't hear you, I can hear Will," and then it just kind of stopped.
Yeah, I could still hear them for quite a while. I was like, guys, I'm here. I promise.
And then when
And then I typed up a thing that was like, I was like, oh, that's why you guys can't hear me, because I saw go reconnecting, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Yep. Anyways, I think everybody's back now.
What were we perceptioning anyway?
It was to find out who had found out where the dragon was.
Okay.
So, a couple of you know that the dragon is also in the area of the town that's having all the kobold problems. So it's not choosing between the dragon or the kobolds, most likely. It's over there too. Maybe it's causing the problems with the kobolds. Maybe the kobolds summoned the dragon.
Are we going back to the freaking tower?
No! This is not back to the tower. This is an entirely different place that is having issues with kobolds.
And dragon.
Oh, so that wasn't issues with kobolds. That was more, there were kobolds there. Did Will just send the
Yeah.
thing? Will, can you hear us?
There
Yes.
was a lot
Okay.
more orcs
Yeah,
than
I sent
kobolds,
that a
I
little
think.
while ago.
Yeah, it doesn't have timestamps. I just noticed it.
So basically, your choices are the cave, or the Kobold City, or something else. Speaking as the DM, that is what I have available. Anything else we would be randomly generating. Which I am okay with, if you guys want to do something else.
It's in the cave.
Because it kind of goes with one of the original things I had intended for Sword.
Inez is totally cool with heading towards the dragon, but given that the last time she started flailing about dragons, she jumped down a dragon hole, I'm pretty certain her opinion doesn't matter, and she will think that too.
Well, she didn't have a lot of luck that time.
No, she did not.
That dragon was kind of an asshole.
No,
and maybe dragons as a whole are assholes, but that particular one was an asshole.
Yes.
Was it a relative of Haldor?
No.
Oh.
So the general party consensus is the town having the kobold problems?
Yeah.
That is Inez's consensus.
That's what Sorin wants to go do.
Darvan has no strong feelings about it one way or the other.
Sorin's like, so you are okay with that, right?
There hasn't been any reports of further problems from the goblin camp, so either maybe they died in the cave, or whoever was in there has slunk off to somewhere else.
So-and-so makes grumbling noises. He's like, but they disowned me, so I suppose, whatever.
But where's Sorin sitting in comparison to so-and-so?
In his lap. No, just kidding.
No. Keep it.
Yeah, no, keep it.
Is he sitting near so-and-so?
I'd imagine so. You're
mean,
the person playing him.
So-and-so's got his
Hug.
So-and-so's got his tail wrapped around him. Nope. Mine. Anyway.
Okay, so general consensus is head towards the
Dragon.
Dragon!
dragon.
So I guess we'll head
Now, was
towards
that
the
in
dragon.
character or out of character?
Yes.
Okay, Sorin wins this again.
The next question is, do you guys need time to recover from drinking at the Red Dragon Inn before you head out?
Did anybody drink too much?
I don't know if Sorin has drank all of
The other tables keep buying you drinks. Drinks keep showing up at the table.
Seriously, when? I have not even finished the first one.
Are you asking me to roll like a fort save or something?
Well, it depends on if you guys accept the drinks. You can...
Oh, Inez totally accepts the drink. She has no, the water did not sober her up.
But did not sober her up.
The next one she gets is literally on fire.
Into the dragon breath.
So there is this tiny little svirfneblin with big shiny eyes and this drink on fire, this is the best thing!
The next
Can we leave? I'm scared.
the next one that comes to the table is has little bubbles coming off of it.
It was just breath.
Sorin's like, guys, I'm gonna be outside. No, Cubla, you're not allowed to drink. No, stop, don't drink that.
Somehow somebody has passed a saucer of wizard's brew down to Cubla.
Don't drink that. Don't drink that.
Cubla drinks that.
Is Cubla faster than Sorin?
I don't know, let's see.
Never a
Reflex.
Reflex.
I was doing handle animal.
Do handle animal versus reflex.
We are going to have one very drunk.
If you guys don't leave the Red Dragon Inn, then it's most likely you will get pulled into a gambling game and have many more drinks pressed upon you.
Inez cannot afford the gambling game because she literally spends all her money on potions.
So if you're going to stay in the Red Dragon Inn, roll a d20.
Sorin's going to leave.
I need to roll. a will
Sorin
save against it
does
because
manage to pull Cubla away before she gets more than a couple of drops of wizard's ale.
Bye,
brew.
guys. I'm leaving before they get my snow leopard drunk, and that would be a bad thing. Cubla, you're even underage. Don't do that.
Cubla wines. That tasted good. It tasted really good.
No.
Leave.
Is that what that person put in the food? I hope not.
At the memory of that food, the wizard's brew doesn't sound nearly as good anymore.
Inez is gonna roll a will save because somebody gave her a drink on fire. Like, legit. How are you pulling her away from that?
Okay.
So, I will roll this and see what happens. Alright.
She's good.
This is a solid score. She takes them, like, she legit leaves with the flaming drink, but she's like, it's mine now.
She leaves. The wench goes, hey, no leaving with the mugs. That'll cost 5 gold.
Aiden passes 5 gold to the wench.
Thank you. She tucks it into her apron.
Was planning on flying away with it at that point. She's like, you cannot have my gold or my drink. I'm sorry.
It's just kind of hanging out outside.
Please excuse the svirfneblin.
Darvan chooses to leave the Red Dragon Inn also.
Aiden is on his way out, so...
How much did Aiden drink anyway?
A glass of elven wine.
Okay.
So
he also refused more?
You what?
He also refused any more drinks?
Pretty much.
Would
Zenra, are you leaving?
Would Zenra like to remain in the Red Dragon Inn?
Yeah, should actually leave.
Okay, since everybody else left.
Yeah.
Everybody boos
also,
you on your way out.
Drank half of his drink, but he also doesn't drink very often, so he's also probably drunk.
Everybody boos you on the way out because you left so early.
Hey, we have adventures to go do.
Boo! Since you didn't booze, you get booze.
Just out the door, just Zenra just
So it's
just flexes.
It's probably in the afternoon. I'm assuming you guys are... Well, you guys didn't go there to drink. You went there to meet up. So, you know, it was like early afternoon seemed like a good time to meet up. But why is everybody already drinking there?
Hey, Ari. Can you turn the dryer on again?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, thanks.
Excuse me. Ooh, I do not need to play that song.
What's wrong?
Weightless by Marconi Union. It is scientifically proven to be the most relaxing song.
Oh yes, that song.
I will probably be passed out in about 5 seconds if I put that on.
It's such a nice feeling, though.
Which song?
Weightless.
Oh,
It is a very relaxing song. I unfortunately end up with a lot of something beats, though, for preference, so...
Okay, I return.
Yay!
So you guys have left the Red Dragon Inn. Are you ready to go out on your adventure, or is there anything else you want to do in town first?
Inez? Should we looked for mounts or anything? Or do we just want to walk more?
Walk all the places.
Inez, you can ride on Cubla.
Inez can ride on Cubla.
Inez gives Cubla a judgment.
We seem to be having technical difficulties again. Ding!
Hello!
Hello! So I'm back up. We'll wait for everybody else to come back up. This is becoming irritating.
Yes, it is.
Zeke's down here. He waved kind of awkwardly. He's eating pretzels.
Since this is the second time of this to happen, I'm wondering if it's an issue with tonight, and if we want to kind of brief, decide, and then pick up again next time. Which will make this kind of a very unsatisfying session, because we haven't done a whole lot, but...
Well, we've still got to go into the Red Dragon Inn and do stuff. And it sounds like we are going back to this town at some point. So we can keep going back.
Yeah.
Having ridiculousness happen.
I mean, if we feel this is going to be something that happens regularly tonight, then it might be better not to play tonight, largely because it'll just be a frustrating session from here on out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know how likely you think that's going to be.
Yeah, we're not sure what's going on, really. It's something to do with our, what's it called?
The router.
The router. Yeah, the router has an issue. I actually pulled up the troubleshoot problems thing. And it was like something to do with the DNS something. Not always, it doesn't always pop up. But
I'm thinking, even though it's going to make for a not great session, that we might want to call it here. Because one time is okay, twice is a pattern.
That's a pattern.
And I don't want to keep dropping out in the middle, because I keep talking for like 30 seconds after it stops and I don't realize. And it's like, oh, hey, you don't hear what I'm saying. So basically, everybody think about what we'll say that you guys head out.
yeah.
Do you guys want to have a couple, one or two random things to happen when we start next time from my random deck before we get to the actual town?
Yes.
That sounds like a fun idea.
Is that you, Zeke? Did you get back up to your microphone?
Yeah, he got up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna call it here for tonight. Everybody, general consensus is to have one or two things from the random deck, maybe. So next time before we start the town. Yeah. I'm thinking that we might pull at least one card every time you guys are traveling, just because it's kind of entertaining.
Yeah. It adds a fun, different dimension, because last time we ended up with the wedding and the museum.
Yeah.
And the gypsy lady.
Yeah, and the gypsy lady. I forgot about that. We had 3.
Get that gypsy lady.
I loved her.
She was very nice.
I really loved her.
For a minute.
It was about that point that I realized exactly how cute Sorin was actually going to be. I did actually think he would end up that cute.
So I'll start pulling one of these every time we have an extended travel. Two if we're having fun. And we will go to the Kobold Ridden Town next session, which is the beginning of the next module. After next module ends, you guys will level up.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because it will be the second one we've done for this level.
Oh darn, I need to get a feat, and the one I was gonna do, I can't do until level 7.
Aww.
I know.
It's Speak with Animals, but I need Druid level 6.
Hmm.
Or no, the wild,
The wild
speaking
shape.
wild shaped. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry that this ended up being kind of a between the discussion and then the net things. But, you know, I know I was a little brain dead, so that might be okay this time.
And I have a little bit of a headache because I had to do the recital practice and ensembles, which is like 9 people all playing at the same time and not necessarily at the same speed.
My sister has a piano recital tomorrow, so if anybody wants to... We always record, so if anybody wants to hear her song, we can put a link to it if y'all want.
Of course, if you want to fly out here in person,
you could! I think it'd be kind of hard to get plane tickets at such short notice, but...
I can also always set up my computer up by the piano, open up Discord, go into the call, and then play it there, and you guys can hear it that way too.
Or somebody could invent a teleporter.
I think that's the answer.
Is that what I have to do for a living now?
Yes, invent a teleporter.
Yeah. That's your goal.
I want to be a computer IT person.
Well, you can computer IT your way to glory.
Anyways, I'm going to end the recording now. So I am turning that off. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, world.